In this vlog, we are going to implement an internet connection checker which will be helpful for us in application development. So not only a Flutter application, but in any other application, checking of an active internet connection plays a crucial role, because whenever you're trying to implement an API call, or whenever you're trying to fetch some information through any other internet based services, then internet is the must and key factor, and you should always check an active internet connection before going forward, because it might sometimes crash your entire application and interrupt the user flow. So now let us try to implement this particular functionality in this part of the tutorial, and I am trying to show you the simple and easier way possible using which even a beginner can implement this particular thing in their application. So now the first thing what I'm going to do is, like, I'm going to add a plugin over here. So Flutter pub add internet connection checker, and in this way if you try to add a plugin, then it will try to add the latest available version here. So here our plugin is being added to our project now, and even you need not specifically get on pub-get, because everything is being run here and it is added to our project over here. And now we are good to get started, and I'm going to use a template this time. So in this particular tutorial I have explained in detail like how to create a template, and if you have not gone through that particular tutorial, I'm providing the link in the description section below and also in this particular I button. So I'm going to make use of this particular template to make our development much quicker. So here we have got a stateless widget, but I don't require a stateless widget here. I just want it to be a stateful widget. So whenever you're trying to create a template, you can make a stateful and stateless widget. So here I try to convert the existing stateless widget to a stateful widget now, and now I'm going to have, so inside this scaffold here I'm going to have a floating action button. So here floating action button, and you can also consider a normal text button here. So already we are having a text button, but I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to add a floating action button such that it appears like a smooth user interface for me. And here, and the next thing what we'd like to add is a icon here, icon here, icon stored refresh. Okay, and you can even make this const. Okay, so now we are good to go, and here instead of a text button I'm going to add a text widget here. And what does this text widget do, we'll be seeing in the later part of this tutorial, and for now I'm just going to specify empty, and we need not add it like a constant because we are going to implement an internet connection checker, and later we try to update the status into this particular text widget. So I even require an init state. So in the initial, like when you open the application, the first thing I want to do is like check whether there is an active internet connection available or not. And whenever you're trying to make an API call, the first thing you need to do is like check this particular network connection. So make use of this particular function wherever required for you. So I'm going to just, as a tutorial, right? So I'm going to show you in the init state itself. So now we are ready, like we got a stateful widget so that we can listen to the state changes and can update. And also we have got a floating action button. Here we can try to refresh the connection. So on, let's try to make this method like on internet. Okay, we can create this method like check active internet connection. Okay, and let's try to create this particular method if not available. Okay, so first of all, we need to make this like a future of void here instead of void, because we are trying to check the internet connection and this might take some time, and for this we are making use of async and await here. So you might be well aware like why we are using asynchronous, because whenever we are trying to deal with the service or API call implementation or any particular task that might take some time and we don't want to interrupt the user flow, then we'll try to make use of asynchronous and await. And also I'm trying to provide a list of tutorials which deal with this particular asynchronous and await in the description section below, so that you get a much more familiarity if you are not having a prior experience like using asynchronous and await. So the first thing what I would like to consider is like a variable of type boolean here, and here we'll try to track like has connection. So do we have an active internet connection or not, and this will need to await for some time. And here we'll try to make use of the plugin, and here we will try to make use of the plugin which we have added in the initial part of the tutorial, that is like internet connection checker. Here we have got a method like check interval, connection status, has connection, and all these things like on status change everything. So here I will try to check has connection, and now that's it. We now try to, and now we'll get the active internet connection state here. And the next thing what we would like to do is like I'll try to create one more variable, and this will, based on our previous variable has connection, this will try to print the message onto the screen. So here this way we'll try to print the message onto the screen, and the first thing is like is a positive thing, so connected to internet. And the next thing will be like not connected. Okay, or no active internet connection. You can try to alter this particular message according to your requirement. What the next thing we need to do is like we need to set state here, and also I'll explain why I'm trying to set state again. So before setting state we need to create a variable over here. So here we need to create a variable, and here this one we are creating a variable connection status, and this is of a type string here. And initially we will specify like not connected, and depending upon the status it will change. So come back to our set state here, and here in set state we will append the latest update. Okay, so these two messages based upon the internet connection status will be appended over here, and this we can use it over here. Okay, so your internet status, and here I will make use of a dollar and connection status. That's it. And here you can see even our error is no more, because we are making use of a variable which will be updated dynamically. So if there is no variable that is updated dynamically, then you need to mark it like a constant, just like we did it over here. Okay, so that's it. I think we have covered everything which needs to be done for this part of the tutorial. And now quickly try to run this particular tutorial. And first of all I will try to run on Android device, and let us check the status, and then we will also run the same code on iOS simulator as well. So here within a seconds we'll try to get this particular app installed on our. Okay, so here we have got an error in the line 43, and yes, we have not added a semicolon here. And now try to rerun this particular code. and let's try to check this time. Yes, it's installing this time, and yeah, we are now able to see the application, and the status is like internet not connected. Okay, so let's try to check everything here, and we could see like internet is connected. And what happened here? Yes, we have not specified this particular method. That is, we have not called this method in init state here. So now let's try to test by tapping on refresh. When you tap this particular refresh button, you need to know, yes, here we have got connected to internet. Now I think you have got a very good picture like how this particular concept can be implemented in your application, right? So now while let's try to specify it in init state as well. Okay, not connection status. What is the method? Check active internet connection. So I have specified a long method name. Just you can make it applicable according to your requirement. Okay, so now what I will do is like I will try to uninstall this application completely. So here I'm trying to uninstall and try to reinstall this application, and this time right after the installation itself we can find the active internet status on our Flutter application. So here let's try to see, and this time you can see initially when the app loaded it was like not connected, and then automatically it changed to connected to internet because it took some time. Like this init state is being run, and then it changed the status to connected to internet by checking the active internet connection. And also you can just go here and try to turn off active internet connections over here, and try to refresh, and here you can see not connected. So this is the way you can check on Android device, and quickly we'll try to move to the iOS device as well. And now quickly try to open the iOS simulator as well, and in the iOS simulator as well we'll try to check this particular functionality. Okay, so now let's try to run the same code, and now the code is being installed here, and again the same thing. First not connected was being displayed, and then connected to internet status is being displayed here, and I am trying to refresh. And now quickly try to turn off internet on our MacBook here. So I tried turning off internet on iOS simulator, but I could not do. And if you are aware like how to turn off internet through iOS simulator, just let me know in the comment section below. And here through terminal I am trying to turn off my MacBook Wi-Fi here. So you can observe currently my MacBook is now connected to Wi-Fi here, and I'm trying to turn off the MacBook here, uh, turn off the internet connection of my MacBook, and let's try to refresh. It is showing not connected. Even though I try multiple times it is not connected, then I'll again try to turn on the internet connection here, and this time it is connected to internet. So I hope this is very much clear for you, and if you are still facing any issues in this part of the tutorial, just let me know in the comment section below, and I try to explain it in a very simpler way such that even a beginners can understand. So I hope you like this particular tutorial, and the code for this tutorial I will be providing in the description section below. And if you like this tutorial, do like, share and subscribe to our channel for more interesting content on Flutter.